Buenos dias, peregrinos. This morning I'm going to talk a little bit about doing laundry on the Camino. A lot has changed since the first time that I walked the Camino. Um, the first time that I walked, there really weren't very many washing machines at all along the Camino, and all the laundry had to be done by hand. And that is still the case in many albergues. If you're staying in municipals or parochials, you still may have to do your laundry by hand. Um, some of the larger places do have washing machines, and places like apartments will almost always have a washing machine. And where there's a washing machine, in general, they'll also supply the soap. Now be aware that the soap they use is fragranced. The fragrance in laundry detergent is wax-based, and you'll have a hell of a time ever getting that smell out of your clothes. It's very, very strong smelling. You'll basically walk around in a cloud of scent. So if you don't want that, then you need to either take your own fragrance-free laundry detergent or just wash your clothes out by hand. I mean, you're only on the Camino at the most 6 weeks. You can wear your clothes longer than you would normally at home because everybody smells like Camino. And just wash your clothes out by hand. Washing clothes by hand is a bit of a lost art. Washing clothes in general used to be considered women's work. Thank goodness that has changed. I taught all 3 of my sons to wash their own clothes. But washing clothes by hand is something that really not everybody knows. So if you haven't learned to do it, get yourself some soap and practice at home and learn to do it, because it really isn't difficult, and you'll be happy that you know how to wash your own clothes. The first thing you need to do is buy yourself some hand laundry washing soap. I use Phil's naphtha. I get it at home and I keep boxes of it because I make my own laundry soap. You can buy Phil's naphtha on Amazon, and you might even be able to get it at Walmart or at your favorite grocery store. Go to the market, look in the laundry aisle, and you're looking for a bar of soap, not a liquid. You also can get this in Spain, and there are various types of hand washing bars. One is called Lirio that I know of. Also, if you're in the United States or near Mexico, you can often get this in Mexican markets because a lot of little grandmas still like to hand wash their clothes. Sometimes you can find a really gentle soap for baby clothes, and that'll work fine. Once you get the bar, cut it into 4 or 5 pieces and share it. You really don't want to carry all that weight, and you really don't need to carry all that weight. And soap on the Camino is really inexpensive and easy to find. So you can either start out with a bar from home that you've cut and taken, or you can just wait and get it in St. Jean Pied de Port or Pamplona or wherever you're starting. In St. Jean Pied de Port, I have found it in the hardware store of all places. But that little hardware store in St. John has a lot of things that might be useful, so be sure and stop there. In Pamplona, I've seen it all over in the little markets, so you can find it just about anywhere. So you've got your soap. Next thing you have to do is locate the laundry sink, and it's always outside, and it looks just like this one. I'll show you a picture of a gal washing at San Antone, and then a picture of Joe washing in St. Jean Pied de Port. It's a stone sink, and usually it has a scrub board that's attached to it. Grab one of those plastic bins that you see. Those are also good to soak your feet in, by the way. Fill it with some cold water. You probably won't have a choice. It's almost always cold. Now get your clothes wet. Rub the soap into your wet clothes and start rubbing them together, right? Squeezing the suds through and rubbing them together. Keep working it till you make some really nice suds. And then rinse. Empty the water, put clean fresh water in the pan, and keep rinsing until the water's clear. Wring out as much water as you can. And one thing that you'll find really useful, and I've seen them in many albergues, are laundry spin dryers. They're kind of like an electronic salad spinner, but they're for clothes, and they spin your clothes almost dry. Usually you open them up and put your clothes in the top, and then there's either a button or sometimes a foot pedal that will start it spinning. You have to really be careful and make sure that the load is balanced. And if it starts jumping around, stop it and rebalance the load. But when you use these, your clothes will dry usually in less than an hour. So now that you have your clothes clean, you hang them up to dry. There might be a clothesline outside. Sometimes, like in Porto Marin at Albergue Altrea, you can move the clothesline. You can like pull your clothesline and pull the clothes into you or put them out. More often you'll find a rack that unfolds and looks like the one. I'll put a photo up here. I always take large safety pins or baby diaper pins instead of clothespins to hang up my clothes. They're less likely to blow off the line or to walk away. They also don't weigh anything. If you take 12 to 24 of those, you'll have more than enough and some to share. So there you go. I hope this doesn't offend you, but some people really don't know how to hand wash clothes. If you decide you don't want to do your own laundry, there are places who will offer to do your laundry for you. There are hotels that will do it for you for a charge, and some albergues will do it for you for a charge. I know that Casa de la Abuela in Los Arcos will do it. I know La Piedra in Villafranca del Bierzo will do it. And there are several other places who will do laundry for you. But just be aware that, especially in hotels, those Spanish washer-dryer combinations get hot, hot, hot. And you're taking the chance of having your nice, expensive Camino clothes, if you've bought those, shrink into something unrecognizable. So for me, I just prefer to hand wash things myself. If you're in an apartment using a machine, then you can choose cold water, which I would do. And you also can combine like yours and several other pilgrims' clothes and wash everything together in one load and get it done more quickly, because those machines also take a long time compared to our machines here. I'm in the United States, and you know, my machine generally takes like 35-40 minutes, but there it can take an hour and a half. So if you've got several people staying in the apartment and everybody takes an hour and a half, you're never going to get the laundry done. Just combine it and put it in all together. Okay, what else? There's another reason not to let the hotels or the albergues do your clothing, and that's that wax-based laundry detergent they use. Those scents are so strong you'll just never get them out of your clothes. So if, like me, you're allergic or you have multiple chemical sensitivities and you can't stand strong fragrances, you're not going to want to let them do your clothes, because they are going to use scented laundry detergent. And, you know, those scented laundry detergents, even if they don't bother you, they are going to bother everybody else in the albergue. Those damn things are so strong they make my eyes water. If I go into a room full of people who've used scented laundry detergent, I just turn around and walk out, because what's in store for me is a migraine. So I guess this is a plea. Please use fragrance-free laundry soap, even at home. This is such a huge problem. And I know some people think it's a conspiracy theory, but look at who makes those. It's the same companies who make the drugs for cancer, all right? I've had breast cancer. I know who makes the drugs, and it's the same people who make the laundry soap. The same pharmaceutical companies are filling those laundry soaps with chemicals that are going to make you sick as hell, so then they can sell you chemicals to make you well. It's just a bunch of bullshit in my opinion. So do yourself, your family, and everybody else in the world a favor and choose fragrance-free laundry products. Okay, I'm through preaching. Okay, I think that's almost all you need to know about having your laundry done on the Camino or doing your own laundry on the Camino. The last thing I would say is I've heard of people putting their clothes in the bottom of the shower when they take a shower and stomping on them to wash their clothes. I wouldn't suggest you do this. Those showers are not very clean, and you never know if someone's going to have a foot fungus or something, and you're going to end up with crotch rot, really, if it's a fungus. I just don't think that's sanitary. Wash your own clothes in your own little bowl of soapy water. And what else? Oh yeah, when to do your laundry. generally what I do when I go to an albergue is I check in, I go get my shower before the showers are really dirty, and then I immediately take my clothes out and wash them and hang them up to dry so they'll be ready by the next morning. So that's kind of how I do it. You can do it however you want. And again, if you have a Maccabee skirt or some kind of nylon walking pants, they don't have to be washed very often. Once a week or even every 2 weeks is usually enough. So consider that to save yourself doing laundry. I would not take liquid laundry detergent on the Camino. I would use a cold water washing bar so it doesn't spill into your backpack. And it doesn't take long. It just takes a few minutes to wash your clothes. It's no big deal. You kind of get into a rhythm. Another thing I want to mention is doing your laundry in a hotel or a private space, a private albergue, hotel, hostel. A lot of times you'll notice that there are no plugs in the sinks or the bathtubs. That's because they really don't want you doing your laundry in their sink and bathtub. I always take a universal plug along with me. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them in any hardware store. You can even find them in the hardware stores along the Camino. I take one with me, and that way I can use it to plug the sink to do my hand wash in the sink. And I also have my little stretchy clothesline that I can hang up almost anywhere. So those are some things you may want to consider. If you don't have one of those, you forget one, just use a sock or a pair of underwear or something to plug up, or the washcloths if there are any, to plug up the sink and do your laundry. But one of those little plugs really doesn't cost anything, and it's worth having in a lot of places. So I just thought I'd mention that. So, okay, if you have any questions, put them below or on the Facebook page. And if you haven't found the Facebook page, there is a Camino Planning Facebook page that I have where you can join for free. I don't allow a lot of comments or posts. It's basically a free guidebook, but there's a lot of good information there. So, okay, I hope this has helped you, and buen camino.